She was, cheering us on, whether it was practice or a game. She took it upon herself to lead our warm-ups at practice every day. I didn't ask her to do that, but she found a different spot for herself, even though she couldn't play necessarily. When she did return to play, she stepped right in as catcher like she hadn't missed a single game. Stepped in a little too aggressive. It was one of our last games, the umpire gave me an official warning that her drop third tags were too aggressive. I told him I was one step ahead of him. I've already pulled her out for a break and subbed somebody else in. So don't worry about it, I'll talk to her. Then I talked to her and I was like, you know what you did, right? She was like, I'll cool it. There's a lot of moments, this one I could say my favorite moment. I had lots circling, but nothing to do with softball. The favorite moment I put was the first time I ever saw her dance to Cotton Eye Joe. And that's via Evelyn. Dance. I don't have a song queued up. Next up was one of our incredible center fielders. She had one of the strongest of arms on the team. I recognized pretty early on that she had a really strong arm. She always wanted more challenging pop flies at practice, no matter how many I've already hit. And she was always there backing up her left and right field in the game, so she was very aggressive going towards the ball like in the game, going towards everything she could, even if it turned into a slide or a dive or half a slide or half a dive. And when it was hit to left or right, if it got by them, she was there seconds later. She was right on time to back them up. I really, really appreciated that. She also held a team record of the highest number of hit by pitch. She was hit by a pitch 7 times this season, 3 all in one game. My favorite memory for her was she had been begging to steal second base on a ball 4 walk, and she finally got to in the last game, and that's Issa Evelyn. Next, I say one of the first things I remember this girl telling Coach Cass and I at the beginning of the season was she went for a pop fly last year and it missed over the top of her glove, hitting her head. She got a concussion from that. She came to us trying to overcome her fear and anxiety and wanted us to help her be able to start catching pop flies again and not be so scared. I really appreciated and I was impressed with her honesty and vulnerability in that moment, and that's like one of the main goals she had this season. I could tell that she was really committed and she was really passionate about it. Throughout the season, her confidence got stronger and stronger, and she caught multiple pop flies. I ended up having no doubts towards the end of the season that she could do it. She was very reliable as a backup as well. Every single time there was a runner, she was always on the line, mostly in right field, to back up first base. She was one of our strong hitters. Our team, both JV and varsity, are full of strong hitters, but she had the highest batting average on the team at .800. Very focused player, whether it was practice or a game. She often spoke up to redirect the group when got a little too distracted at practice or games, and that leadership was very appreciated by Coach Cass and I. My favorite moment here was her first ever home run at the Highline doubleheader. That's Ali Gigwich. Next up I have here, this player always has very high energy in the dugout. She was my go-to. I put her on cheer duty multiple times to keep the energy going. She was always on time, tied for perfect attendance this season, besides spring break. We don't have spring break. She was I ended up naming her our secret weapon this year. Found out way too late that she can pitch. She asked me one day if she could sometime. I said, maybe. And all the girls were saying, no, coach, she really can. She really can. Watch. And they stopped practice to show me that she can pitch. And I later find out from a friend that she has pitching experience. She just didn't ever say anything because she wanted to do something else. So I was fine with that. I finally put her in at the JV Jamboree. I decided, let's do it, why not? And she absolutely killed it. That goes into my favorite memory for her. Without any notice, she was put in as starting pitcher for the second game of the doubleheader, and she stepped in like she owned the place. And that's Gia Hailey. Next, I've got a player who hasn't played in a few years, I believe, but she didn't show it. I was immediately impressed with her ability to jump back into the game without having played for a few years. She's overall athletic, quick reflexes, and she's a very quick learner. All that being said, somehow she was our accident magnet on the team. She was sick for a few times throughout the season. She took a pop fly to the visor one practice. She dislocated her thumb at another, and she took a pitch to the ankle that bruised her up pretty good towards the end. All in all, she was a great sport about her injuries, and she continued to show up no matter what and participated when she could. She was also one of our fastest runners on the team. My favorite memory for her is during the Highline doubleheader, her double play she had as second baseman. She tagged the runner and gunned out the hitter at first base. That's Grace Hansen. Next up, this player is also very athletic with quick reflexes. I felt she was a perfect fit at third base. I just kind of saw it, and I made it happen. Due to her quick reaction time and her hard throws, I later learned that she plays goalie in soccer, and that's when it all made sense to me. She has played for a few years, and I could tell that she has a decent softball IQ, which was very helpful. I could put her at third or put her at short, and she knew what she was doing. There are many instances where she got out at her base at third and she gunned it to first, and whether or not she got that runner on time, just the ability that she knew the next thing, what to do next with the ball, that was incredible and that was very promising to watch. She has a ton of upper arm strength. I'm not sure if she knows it, but she can both throw and hit the ball very hard. I wrote that she's effortlessly dangerous in the batter's box. My favorite memory here is our Inglemoor game. She hit 2 doubles, caught a line drive at third, and she stole home safe, sliding perfectly underneath the tag. That's Hailey Hernandez. Next up, this player I'm going to be recognizing a lot of stats because the numbers I couldn't believe when I saw, so I just have to talk about it. She had 604 total pitches this season with 45 strikeouts. Her strike percentage was over 53%, which means that over half the time her pitches thrown were strikes. Anytime I needed her to pitch, whether it was starting game, middle of the game, pulled her out of the game, put her back in the game, she was willing to do it. On offense, she was also one of our very strong hitters with the second highest batting average of .733. She also led the team with 12 stolen bases. She came in as a quiet freshman. She still acts quiet, but watching her take charge on the mound was awesome. When she was not pitching, she also played center field, which was should be recognized as well. She did a great job. My favorite memory for her was at our Lindbergh game. She had 11 strikeouts and a 3-run home run. That's a record back. Next up, we had a few of these on the team, but this was a player, it was her first ever year playing softball. She was a very quick learner, very coachable, and she got better every single day. She took our advice seriously and always made necessary adjustments, both hitting and throwing. I noticed she's a very observant learner. She appears quiet or shy most of the time, but she's really watching to see what's going on and what she should be doing and what's going to be coming up next. Even though she seems quiet, she's actually very bubbly, giggly. She has big emotions, we've learned as a team. It's not surprising to see her cry at any given moment. Whether someone simply stole home, or it was senior night, or just something random happened, she's very happy. She's happy for everyone, and she's crying because she's so happy and thankful to be here, and to be a part of this team. She's probably crying right now. My favorite memory is all her facial expressions, her big emotions she has. Also how shocked she is when she does something. It's not that she doubts herself, but like after she makes a catch or after she's safe at first, she's just like so elated. And it's like the best part of the game or the best part of practice. And that's Marlee Kirkpatrick. Next player is another natural athlete who had not played in many years. This is going to give it away, but she moved here recently from South Africa, if you did not know. I was very thankful to have her as a catcher. Since Fia was out for the first part of the season, she stepped right in with no complaints, no problem. Never once complained. When she wasn't catching, we had her at shortstop and second. Mainly shortstop, but we also threw her at second sometimes, and I remember one practice, she was not really understanding second base, and all of a sudden a light bulb moment hit where she realized it was essentially shortstop, just mirrored on the other side. She has very positive, uplifting personality, and she did show leadership of her own this season, whether that was behind the plate, in the dugout, or even at our whiteboard sessions. She really spoke up and contributed to the goals of the team. My favorite memory for her is our Hazen game. She hit 2 triples and a single, and she had 5 RBIs that game. That's Peyton's skooma. You got 4 left, in case y'all counted. Next up is another brand new player to softball. Brand new in the sense she was asking us how to hold the ball when you throw it, how to hold the bat. She had absolutely no idea how to play the game, and that did not discourage her at all. She stuck with it the entire season. She learned and retained so much about this game in just a few short months. I'm very impressed with how far she's come. At first we had her at third base, and towards the end of the season, Coach Cass really wanted to try her in the outfield. She's the kind of player you really only have to tell something once or twice and she'll do it. She was our most reliable backup in the outfield for a while there. Every single pitch going to the third baseline. There and back, there and back, there and back. She knew what her responsibility was. She was always there to back up whether it was a runner on the base or a runner stealing the base, or sometimes there was no runner and she was just muscle memory going to the line. And that's great to see. My memory for her is she made so much contact at the plate in our last game. She was thrown out twice, but each of them were close calls. Finally, her third at bat, she made it through, ran straight through first base, and it was an amazing moment to see her finally get on there. That's Julia Thornsberry. Another team captain. I never said this out loud, but in my head I called her my old reliable. I could put her at third, or short, or second, or catcher. I could have put her in the outfield if I wanted, never tried it, but I know I could do it. This season, she hit 3 home runs and led the team with 24 RBIs. She was also one of our fastest, if not, don't remember, the fastest base runner on the team. As a player, she takes her own chances, steals her own bases, swings at tough pitches, and just overall challenges herself. I was never surprised to see her at third base even when I did not give her the steal signal, because I know that she's confident in her ability to base run and she can read the room very well. Her softball IQ, another person with a good softball IQ, is very valuable to this team, and I appreciate her commitment to both this team time at school, time at home, JV team, and varsity team. My favorite memory was one game we were ahead by many runs. She hit the ball into deep outfield, and as she rounded second, I signaled for her to stop at third base. She did listen to me that time. She stopped at third, and she looked at me and said, "But I wanted to go." And I told her, no, we needed to be respectful. She smirked at me, and I said, fine, and I told her, now get yourself in a pickle. On purpose. And she looked at me like I was crazy. I told her I wanted her to practice it. I'm serious. Get yourself in a pickle. I think we had no or one out. The next pitch got past the catcher, and she stole home. That's Eliana Torres. Next up, we have another brand new player. I first saw her at the off-season practices, working very hard on her hitting and making good, solid contact, really focusing on the mechanics, which is something I'd like to highlight for both teams. Everybody's very mechanic-oriented, and that's what makes you guys such great players, just a side note. Remembering those times, seeing her in the off-season, fast forward to now, she's a completely different player, much more confidence, and I'm very proud of her as a coach. We've been working on her throwing mechanics, as her form is a little bit shot putty, like track shot put. But it's getting better, we're still working on it. Her throws have gotten stronger and the accuracy is much more consistent. You guys would really be amazed to see some of these girls who've never played before in February to May, how far they've come in just a few short months. It's really incredible. My favorite memory for her is one of our practices. We did a fun scrimmage at the end and she asked if she could play catcher. I looked at her and she said, seriously, I want to try. So it took her probably 5 minutes to get geared up, and then she came out of the dugout looking like a transformer, like plugging herself to the home base. She had no idea what she was doing. She didn't know how to squat, how to hold her glove, but she had so much fun, so I just let it happen. She always gave her 110%, and that's Yasmin Torres. Last but certainly not least, our final team captain for JV this year. We had 3 swing players this year, and to me, this girl felt like tug of war with Jess, because Jess would pull her to play first base for varsity, and I wanted her to play first base for JV.
I win.
She always won, of course. There was no problem. We could put in somebody else. We put in Yaz and Allie at first. There was no problem there, but I just selfishly wanted her on my team most of the time. She was just so solid at first base. She led our team with 27 putouts, including multiple double and triple plays. Her game knowledge and ability to direct and problem solve when needed were what influenced Cass and I's decision in selecting her as a captain. She was a leader when she needed to be. Her and Eliana always made sure pregame was set up and cleaned up and all equipment was taken care of, and the bus was left clean when we got on and off. Again, I appreciate her commitment to this team, balancing school, home, JV, and varsity. Favorite memory here is her involvement in the Highline game. She's the reason that play went from a double play to a triple play. She knew the runners, she knew the outs, and her softball IQ is what secured the third out there. She is a crucial player for us as a first baseman, and that's Lily Vanderkolk. That's all I have. That's all my players.
Okay, so everybody except for the Ravenscrafts, you have 5 minutes. Stretch your legs, go out and see the auction items, and we're gonna have all the girls, we're gonna take a team picture right outside here. So everybody, if you're a player, come on out. A player for our program, come on out. Take a team picture real quick, 5 minutes, and then the auction will close. So if you want to do your last minute video, do it now.
I think I might go.
Do you think he'll go?
Here we go.
Come on now.
All right, if everybody can have a seat, we're going to keep this thing moving. I'm Coach Jess. This is Coach Alan. We get the pleasure of running this whole program, and we really, really appreciate the JV team, JV parents, JV coaches. Huge part of our program is our JV program. So if you're a part of that, or if you have been a part of that in the past, we really, really appreciate it. And then, of course, our varsity players, and that's who we're going to talk about right now. So, as Coach Jordan mentioned, we have 3 players that we pulled up from the JV team early on in the season because they showed us that we thought that they could be an extra contributing factor to our varsity team. So we're going to talk about them real quick. Firstly, I want to talk about Lily. Where's Lily? Yeah. So you can come up. That way everybody can see you react. Okay. So Lily, and Jordan was absolutely correct. Lily is an excellent first baseman. Yes, we got a whole bunch of things. She's an excellent first baseman, and watching her from last year to this year, even she just improved more and more and more. We had multiple times where we needed to have a first baseman in a varsity game, and we're like, Lily, easy, easy. And
sorry, Jordan.
great. Lily, as a fielder in the varsity season this year, had 1,000 fielding percentage, not a single error. She had 14 putouts, and she also got a chance to bat several times, and she had a 400 batting average in varsity games. Additionally, she didn't show it, but I'm sure when we put her in the Kinko Championship, and we're like, hey, it's the Kinko Championship. This means we get a higher seed or a lower seed in districts if we win this game or if we lose this game. So guess what? You're starting at first base. And she did amazing. In fact, because she was so smart and so coachable and listened to everybody yelling at her, she got the last out of the game, and that's what knocked Highline down, and we ended up winning that Kinko Championship for the 3rd year in a row. So Lily was such a huge contributor this year. We really, really appreciate you being on the team, and such a great job for the program. So thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to go next. And another freshman, Alyssa Johnson. Come on up. So we heard some about in the off season. Hey, there's another pitcher that's going to be coming in as a freshman, and anytime you hear that, you're like, yes, right? Because back in the day, we've had teams where we had no pitcher and had to create one, and so when we have freshmen coming in that can pitch, you're like, oh, this is exciting. Nice job. But Alyssa came in, and a player that comes in that plays in travel ball and has other experience in other games. She showed it from the start, so we were really comfortable in bringing her up for varsity games, because when you get called on the opportunity, maybe it wasn't to pitch, but when you get called on to come in and run, we need to know that you can commit to that and do that. She was very confident and a good runner. She has at varsity has 1,000 stolen base percentage. She was 4 for 4, never got caught. She was in 4 games, and the four times she was on, she stole 4 bases, never got caught. So swiping bags, that's a good thing to do. So as a freshman, welcome, and we're glad that you're part of this, and we look forward to next year. Okay, Eliana. So Eliana is, I think she clocked the fastest or tied for the fastest time when we did our trials at the beginning of the season. home to third, and she was tied with Tali, and then Grace was third. So we talk about speed. We got some serious speed, and coming into varsity games, she'd come over to first base and she stands there and she tries to hide it and everything, just sneaky. And I'd say, go. She's like, really? So it's not that she's just quiet normally. It was just like, I'm stealing. I want to go. And it was good luck holding her back, right? Because that's how it was. She's like, all right, I'm doing it. She knew her job. She came in and she was also 1,000 for stolen bases. Never got caught. Every time she was on, she scored runs. And that's exactly what you need. When you're called upon, you're ready to go. She's got a great attitude about everything she does, and we're so excited to have you up this year and excited for next year too. So great job.
Okay, my funny story, I'm 99.7% sure this was Eliana. She got hit by a pitch.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes to first. When you get hit by a pitch, it's a dead ball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But she's still second. And we're like, no, sorry, you gotta come back. She was just so on it. She's like, I got to first, I'm going. Because they're not paying attention. Well, it was a dead ball. So anyway, but I loved that though. She was super aggressive. She didn't care that she just got hit by a pitch. She was going. All right, so the next person that I want to talk about is Kayla. So Kayla works at third base for us. She was a great third baseman to step in whenever we needed her to. She batted 500 this year for the season. She didn't get up to bat a ton, but when she did, she produced. She also, we put her on bases to run, and she did an excellent job with that. She is one of those kids that's always like, hey, coach, what do you need me to do? Hey, I'm ready. I would tell her anything. She'd look me in the eye, and she'd be like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And she would work hard. And if she missed something, she'd say, I need another one. Okay, we'll do it again. I need another one. We'll do it again. Until she got it. And it didn't take her very long to get it. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? She's a super quick learner. But really aggressive at third base and a really great glove. And the one thing that I always talk about, we have some varying heights on our team. And Kayla is one of those that has a small strike zone, which is very awesome because she can really wait until she gets a pitch that she wants. She doesn't have to chase things because honestly it's going to be over her head. So, but that's great, and she showed it with her bat. She's an aggressive batter. She comes out and works in the off season, and she was a huge contributor to our team. Whenever I needed you to step in, practice games, whenever you were there, you did an awesome job this year. So great job. All right, Katelyn. So Katelyn, we kind of had to find her spot. We knew she had a really strong bat early on in the season. Our first game, I believe, against Evergreen, I pulled her off the bench and I said, hey, you're going to go hit. She goes out there and just hits an awesome shot to right center, and we're like, oh, this is looking good. And as the time went on, Katelyn really earned a spot as our DP, which means she's a designated player, and essentially she focuses on hitting. She's not necessarily in the field as much. Her job is to hit. And as you saw in the video, she got her first over-the-fence home run in the Orting game. It wasn't her first home run. She had an inside-the-park home run against Highline as well earlier in the season, and she had 16 RBIs on the season. She's also been voted by her teammates as a captain for next year. She's volunteering at some of the different things that we do. She's helping a lot with everything that we're doing in practice. Super coachable, and I know you work so hard on your craft with your hitting, and you're going to continue doing that this off season. And someone's got to take Ellen's spot. Is it going to be you? I don't know. Great bat speed, really just such a good eye at the plate, and you did an excellent job this year. And really quickly, Katelyn was also voted most improved for our team.
All right. Cute. Yeah, I gave them candy. Keira. So Keira's been with us for a long time because of her older sister. And she had some very tough choices to make this year. Do I limp through and play some of my season, or do I have surgery, miss the season, and come back strong for my senior year? And it had to have been agonizing, but she chose to have the procedure done and be here for her senior season. So those of you who are athletes and having to make that kind of choice where you have to sit there and watch your team, especially when you're a captain on that team, play, it could be some of the worst moments. Whether the team is doing good or team is doing bad, it's tough to get through because, one, you want to be a part of what's happening that's good. When it's bad, you want to be part of that reason to help stop that and help pick your teammates up, and you don't feel like you can. But she was still able to accomplish both of those things. She was there as much as she could with how she was feeling, and loud, supporting in the dugout. She handled the social media stuff and anything she could do to help this team, she was doing it. Some things we didn't even have to ask. That's how she was. She leads by example. And even though it wasn't on the field, the stuff she did off the field led by example. And so we're excited that she's going to be working and be here for her senior season. But this season, I know was kind of a bummer at times for her. But for us to spend more time, almost like a coach and around us, maybe some of the stuff that Jess doesn't want her, yeah, that's why she's apologizing. For being around me that much more is kind of different. But we're so happy that you're on the mend and that you're going to have a really, really good senior season. And we're hoping that for you. So we love you.
I've got a freshman. But we love her. Laila, come on up. Laila could not have had a more difficult job as a freshman coming into a team. She was working in the off season, and we said, you know what? We need you pitching. We need you pitching all the time. And in the off season, it started there. After we would have, the captains would run their practice, and the kids would go up to the weight room, which, by the way, that starts in June, everybody, just so you know. Laila would, when she wasn't in the weight room, she would stay down and she would work in the cages. She worked also on Sundays with the Jeff sessions, working on her craft. I can't tell you how huge that was because we needed her this season. We had, with losing Keira and not being able to have that secondary pitcher, and we know teams that only have one pitcher, it's tough because there's so many innings that you've got to pitch, and you need to have a second pitcher. And Laila, wow, I don't know if you guys saw her in the beginning of the season, but you watch her out on the mound, you'd have no idea she was a freshman, you'd have no idea that she hadn't played on this high school field ever before. She got out there with so much poise, so much determination. We talked about having a game face because, you know, both of our pitchers, we've got to make sure that they don't show what they're feeling, right? So if they don't get a call, they can't look at the umpire and be like, what? Why didn't you call that? Yeah, that was the face. So we started working on that in the off season because she would throw a pitch and I'd just be standing there because I couldn't coach her. I'm just standing there watching, and then I'd be like, I can see it all over your face. Take it off your face. And she did such a great job this season. Laila pitched 51 innings for us. She pitched 1,061 pitches. That was recorded in games. That was about everything in warm-ups and practice and everything. And she didn't get to bat as much as she wanted to this year, but there was a few times when she got to bat and all of a sudden we're like, who's that girl? She's hitting that ball so hard. It was really, really great. But her main role this year was pitching. And when she wasn't pitching, when she was in the dugout, she was one of the loudest people there. And that's something that you really need, is somebody that can support the team that's out on the field when they're not on the field. And then when they're on the field, they're supporting the team with what they're doing. And you did everything so well this year. And if this is the freshman year, wow, I can't wait for sophomore and junior and senior year. She also earned all-league honorable mention for our team as well. All right, I'm going to talk about another freshman. So Ava, come on up here. For better or for worse, we have had a Ravenscraft child on our program for a long time. We started with Kylie, way in the back there, and then we moved to Sid. We still have Sid for, well, till the end of tonight. And then we got Ava. And Ava, she's super aggressive. And honestly, I'm sure you've seen this before. If you've ever got to see Kylie play, well, you can just know how Kylie played by watching Ava, because they stand the same, they move the same, everything's the same. The batting stance, everything is the same. Ava, this year, all season long, as a freshman, varsity had a 500 batting average. She got up to bat 78 times. Guess how many strikeouts she had? 5 out of 78. She put the ball in play, she got walked, whatever she needed to do, she needed to get on base and she did it. Super fast. She also can be kind of hard on herself at times, so we're working on that body language and nice confidence. But you know what, as a freshman, she stepped on the field and we're like, you know what, this girl's athletic, she can really contribute to this team. And yeah, additionally, you're super fast. You had 100% stolen base percentage this year as well. So, double check this. Double check. Oh yeah, first team, second base. Again, another freshman contributor to our program, and that's just going to help make our program stronger and stronger as the years go on. So great job, Ava.
And she also played multiple positions for us. Okay, here we go, outfield. I have a senior, Annie, yeah, I can read. Sometimes. And Annie loves to be in the spotlight, so I'm so glad she's up here with me right now. So, we're going to talk about all good things Annie. So, she obviously runs 30 degrees cooler than everybody else, because no matter how hot it is outside, she's wearing her sweatshirt. Part of the reason was wrestling. And so 2 years ago, when she first started wrestling, it was after one of the winter clinics. We were in there, and she said, "Coach, I'm going to wrestle." I said, "I wrestled in school for a little bit before I started playing football." And she goes, "Oh, you did?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "I can show you something." She's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Really?" All right, so I showed her some basic moves. The proof is, this year we had a bus driver that took us to one of the games, who also took the wrestling team to state. And he saw her get off the bus, and he pulled me aside and says, "Coach, Coach." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I took the wrestling team to state, and I watched." He goes, "That little girl is a beast." I said, "You're telling me I know this?" Right? She's one of the most determined people I've ever seen. You tell her something, she's coachable, she absorbs it. A lot of times I wonder, if it's being absorbed, because the stare is there for just a split second longer than what I'm used to. And then it's, yeah, I got it, okay? But man, the Mercer Island game, she made some fantastic running catches in the outfield. That really kept us in the game. And to watch her run the bases, it's been so much fun. But to see you come out, how hard you push yourself, how little you think that you give to the team, but on quite the other end of the spectrum, without you, we don't have our spark plug. And so you provided all of that to us. And everybody on this team loves you and can't wait to see how things turn out for you at NYU. You're going to do some fantastic things.
A beast. We're in the weight room 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, and she all of a sudden, you could see her guns, right? Her guns. Whoa, this girl. And somebody said, I don't remember who it was. Somebody said, "Annie, how did you get so strong?" And she goes, "Well, gardening." Like, what are you talking about? But that's what she said.
So we wanted to hire her.
So she's a power gardener, everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about an infielder. One of our key infielders this year, Bella. So, Bella, before the season started, we're like, "Hey, we're gonna get you some new gear. What do you think?" And Shane and Coach Allen and I were all talking. We're like, "Yeah, let's get her some white gear." And she was so excited. I know that's why you came back to play, just that white gear. But no, so we thought, hey, she's a great player. Let's make her look awesome. So I don't know what you guys thought, but I thought the white gear, the Stormtrooper looked awesome. So good. When you look good, you feel good, you play good, right? Bella caught for us basically the entire season. Ava helped out also as a catcher, which is super great because catching is a difficult position, especially when you're at districts and you're playing for like 7 hours straight and there's no breaks and you're the catcher for every single pitch that happened. That is unusual to have somebody that has that much stamina. She's also, see how she is right now? That's what she looks like all the time. Even when she's tagging somebody out, she's smiling, which is super fun. Fia, she's a little less gentle, less aggressive than you are, but not that much. I mean, she's still like, if she needs to make a tag, she'll make a tag. So it's really, really great. Over the past couple of years, we've been really working on her finding her voice because as a catcher, you can see the entire field, and it's really important that you control the entire field with your voice. Calling, telling people what you need, calling the plays, directing the players, and this year especially, your voice just came out, and now I knew you could be loud, but you can be loud, which is awesome, and we need that leadership. Bella, as a catcher, and as you can imagine, that's a lot of pitches that she ended up fielding this year. She had a 988 fielding percentage. Additionally, she had 19 RBIs this season, so her bat was helping us out throughout the season, pushing people across the plate, which is really, really helpful. Did I just double check? What did you get again? Oh yeah, first team catcher. Well deserved. She was out there doing her job every day. Never ever seemed like she could stop. She would just look at me and she'd like, "Do you want me to gear up? Do you want me to do my mask? Or all of it?" And we kind of look at each other for a second, and then we'd be like, "Let's do the whole thing." Yeah, okay, sounds good. She was always just ready to go, always with a smile on her face. Her teammates have voted for her a captain for next year as well. And we're so looking forward to seeing how she's going to even flourish even more in this off season and then coming into next season to help the team just accomplish the goals that we want to accomplish for next year. So great job, Bella.
All right. Now to, if not the fastest or tied for fastest on the team, Tali. love watching her run the bases because her stride is so big. She's so fast. It's amazing to me. There used to be a time when I used to, and some of the girls that I had their older siblings playing, I used to race with the girls, you know, and I used to think, man, Coach Alex is pretty fast. Yeah, that's not happening. I know, because I would not even come close. But was it Mercer Island? Mercer Island, she hits the ball down the right field line, and we've talked all season long. If you hit anything on the right side, you're at least going to be at 3, right? Well, yeah, no stopping her. She's at home, sliding in home, and she wears the permanent scar of the slide, which I like because I also have that. But watching how fast and how aggressive, and her drive in the cage when we're working to get better and better and better, because she wants to hit, she wants to drive, because her favorite thing is running the bases. To run the bases, you need to get on. So how else can she do it? She got hit a team leading 8 times. Yeah! Yeah, you were the most. You got hit the most. Mridula may have gotten hit the hardest, but you got hit the most. And she always made them pay when she got on first. And I don't care what catcher we're playing. I know that any catcher we face, she could steal on them. She could steal on the best of them. And so I didn't care who we were playing. When she got on, she looks over at me, she goes, "That's it. You go." And just like clockwork, pitch, off she goes. Mechanics are beautiful. And so we got a lot more that's ahead of us. A lot more stealing bases, a lot more, hopefully not a lot more hit by pitch. But a lot more on base and running, and to watch you run in the outfield and work together with Ellia and Ellen, and it's fun watching you get better and better after each and every one. And the smiling and the bubbliness when you get on base, because it was always like, I love that. I mean, because I'm happy to be here, and what is the next thing she do? She drives a heart in the catcher and steals the next base, and nobody can do anything about it. So it's automatic, and I'm looking forward to a lot more of it. Good job.
All right, we're gonna jump to a senior. Akhsar. All right, so Akhsar has been with us, this was your 3rd season, yes. And she started out on third base. She's really, really good on the corners. And last year, when somebody decided to graduate, whatever, not saying names, Madison, but we said we had a real need at first base. And first base is such a key position because you have to have a really for sure glove. You need to have a good range. You need to be very smart, be able to react to the ball. You need to be able to get rid of the ball quickly for the secondary play. There's a lot of things going on at first base. And we were talking about it, and we said, you know what? We have a couple people that we know can do it. But we need somebody that we can kind of take there for the season, and that's kind of their main spot, and we thought of Akhsar. Obviously, she's vertically gifted, so that is helpful because she's got such a good range. But she got over at first base and just owned it. She wanted more ground balls. She wanted more throws at her. She wanted everything so that she could really hone her craft and make her the best first baseman that she could possibly be. And did you get first team?
Wait, let me check.
Oh, first team. The main thing that I noticed about Akhsar this year, and I would tell Coach Allen this all the time, I was like, you know what? Akhsar's just having so much fun this year, and I'm having so much fun with Akhsar. She's super happy. She's out there working hard. She's very coachable. She was constantly asking for tips because last year she really didn't get to bat very much. And this year she wanted to get into the lineup. And so we changed her batting stance. If you remember, we had her kind of show her bat and time it. And that seemed to be really, really helpful for her. First outside the park home run happened this year for Akhsar. At first base, she had a .961 fielding percentage, which is awesome for first base. Every time we would go around and talk to the girls, we would do kind of this pulse check all the time and say, hey, what are your goals, or what are you working on, or what is it that you want to focus on today? And just about every time she would say, I want to be able to institute what the coaches are telling me. I want to listen to what the coaches are saying, and I want to do it. And that is something as a coach, you're like, oh, you know, that's like the best thing ever. And then you're hoping you're telling them the right thing, right? But no, but she was so coachable this year. I don't know. It just seemed like you had such a love for the game this year, more so than the previous years. I don't know if you did, but it sure seemed like you did. And for this to be your senior year and to go out that way, oh, awesome. We're gonna really, really miss you. All right, another senior. Come on up, Mridula. So, this girl, another one that we've had for 3 seasons, and Mridula this year just decided to say, hey, guess what, everybody, I'm the third baseman and I'm going to knock you down. So if you recall, as the season went on longer and longer, her defense got more and more amazing. There was a play in the district tournament just a few days ago where a line drive was hit hard. I mean, it should not have been caught by anybody. But guess who caught it? This girl right here. She just reaches her glove out and just reacted and was making amazing plays. I think defensive MVP for sure went to Mridula during the district tournament. Really, really strong with her defensive work. But additionally, offense. If you recall, we were playing a Kinko championship game. And we did have another player hit a few home runs. That's great. That's awesome. We loved it. And we'll talk about that in a second. And that's huge. But we were down. And we needed to come back. And we needed to win that game. And several other things had happened throughout the game. We really just needed somebody to solidify things for us. And guess what? Mridula steps up and hits a 2-run home run that puts us ahead. And we never looked back, and we won that game, which put us in a high seed going to district. So Mridula has been such a key component to all of our season, but especially at the end of the season when it really, really counts, that's when she stepped up. She had 3 home runs on the season with her 2-run shot in the Kinko championship, and just a super strong bat this year with your power. She's got one of the best looking swings that everybody on this team has. It's just a natural look to it. She's super strong, and she just goes out there and gets the job done. This year also, the team voted you Golden Glove. So now we've lost our first baseman, now we're losing our third baseman. Oh my gosh. We've absolutely loved having you on the team and in the program. She's always so positive and happy and a great communicator, which we really appreciate as well. Anytime something was not going to go perfect or she had to be a couple minutes late, she's always communicating, always letting us know, which is what we asked for. And all those things, we're going to miss you, but we're looking forward to seeing you when you're back around. All right, great job. Did I not say your Kinko award? Oh, third base. First team, right? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ellia. Second team, all Kinko outfield by 1 vote. It would have been first team. But yeah. So we've had Ellia for a lot of years. She's been around us for a lot more than that, probably since she was 5 or 6 even. So she's been around us a long time. And to watch her mature into the fierce hitter she is this year was amazing. And me being able to stand on first base coaching and hear a lot of the opposing coaches back there, especially even in the not Kinko, but in the district tournament, Ording, where she hits her first ever home run out of the park. It was her at bat before that where she smoked a laser beam to right field. And the coach was in there, and the coach went, "Oh my God." And so I'm just chuckling to myself, and I kind of turned around and looked, and the girls are going, "She hit that ball hard." We're like, "What did you expect? Seriously?" And so I'm just hoping, I'm like, give her another pitch and see what happens. Sure enough, they give her another pitch, and she deposits it in left center field over the fence. Oh, I couldn't help it. I was just turning up inside. But even more so, I looked at our fans, and I see her mom jump straight up in the air. She's like, "Finally!" Because she's asking me, "Coach Allen, how come you can't pitch to me during the games?" Because she's hit them off me in practice like several times, like 4 or 5. So we know she has that swing. I just keep telling her, just trust the process. Trust it. You'll be all right. And what bigger moment to get your very first one than in the district tournament against the team that knocked us out last year. That drove the dagger in their heart. So I was so happy for that. But not only that, as the right fielder, and she owns that, she's at every backup. Anytime that ball's thrown down, or anytime a ball's hit that direction, we don't have any hesitation. She's on it. I'm like, okay, we can record the third out and kind of get ready for the next thing, because she's so solid, so solid. She knows her position, and base running the same way. I looked up one time, and I was going to tell her to go because the ball was pitched in the dirt. I looked up, and she's already 4 or 5 steps away, and I'm like, okay, bye. She gets over to second base. She's like standing there. She's like, okay. I said, good job. She's like, yeah. You can't coach that stuff. It's just natural. It's a natural aggression that's in this little package that surprises people, and I'm looking forward to surprising a lot more people next year. So we're so glad to have you for another year of your life. I'm sure you think, God, I've been around them forever. But your senior year will come to an end at some point. Probably not that you can think that, because your sister still comes around. So anyways, we're proud of you, we love you, and you're going to do an awesome job next year too.
Ellia, we got to the point where after practice was over, she would just look at me, and she'd go, "Coach Jess?" I'm like, "Okay, leave a caddy out," because she wanted fly balls. Every practice, and there's a few times where I'm like, "Ellia, I gotta go home." But she just wanted more fly balls, and that's just what a hard worker she is, and that's how she had so much success, is all the time that she put in. So great job, Ellia. All right, let's talk about Tazi. Tazi was one of our captains this year, another senior. She took second team for shortstop this year, but you know what? She didn't play all season at shortstop. She played a pretty much 50-50 shortstop and second base. She's able to transition from one place to the other so seamlessly. It was super easy. If I made a pitching change, she didn't even ask. She's like, okay, I'm going over here, I'm going over there. Really, really solid in the field. And as a shortstop, when you're only there half the season and you get an all-league award, that's awesome, because I mean, hey, you could have gotten it at either position, but the league acknowledged you as such an outstanding shortstop, so that was really, really exciting. Tazi put in a lot of time in the off-season this year, working really hard to organize practices, and one of my favorite stories about Tazi is not even during the season. It was how she strongly encouraged Marlee to come out and play. I'm not going to say bullied, but Marlee would come, and she would just be coming to watch. And Tazi was organizing things and setting up things in the cages, because again, during the off season, captains are running that kind of thing. Coaches, we're just there to supervise. We can't coach during that time. So we're just watching, and Tazi's like, you know, I feel bad that you're just standing there. Here, come over here. Here's the helmet. Oh, that one fits pretty good. Okay, good. hey, here's a bat. This is what we're doing. Come on into the cage. Hey, we're standing, here's a tee. All you're gonna do is stand like this. She would take a lot of time, not only with Marlee, but with other people too, and walk them through all the steps that they needed. Okay, this is the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4. And I'm sure Marlee's like, what are you talking about? But it didn't matter. You recognized that she would be a great asset, and here she is. And I attribute that to not only Marlee's determination, but Tazi. And so thank you for doing that, for being such a great recruiter.
Marlee was not the first one she did that to either.
Hey, you know, she is an encourager. She's an encourager. One of the things that was so great for you this season is your team voted you most inspirational. And just always talking in the dugout, always pushing people to be their best, doing what you needed to do out on the field, being quick, moving around, and a super, super strong bat. Let's see, you batted .429 this year, and that's from the very beginning of the season all the way through the district tournament. So, and as you know, we faced some tough pitching this year. So to have over 400 batting average is really, really great. Let's see, you also led the team with 6 triples this year. So really strong bat. Not only a strong bat, that's a fast runner. And when she decides that she's going to the next bag, she's super fast. So I don't know what the Greer family's doing, but you're breeding fast children. So we could use a few more. Keep going. But yeah, no, really, really great season for you this year. So congratulations. And she's going to UW, so that's even better.
All right. Oh, somebody needs another drink, please. Ellen Hill. Ellen likewise has been around me for a lot of years. Going back to Bellevue East Little League Winter Ball, Mike, you could probably correct me, but I think maybe 6 years old when she was there. And I've never had a 6-year-old question me more about teaching how to do something than this one right here. We're working on hitting. And I say, this is the mechanics I would like for you to teach. I would like for you to learn it. This is what we're looking at. Why would I do it that way? Because this way works for me. I'm like, okay, that works for you, but it's not really what we want to get, and argue with me. And there would be times where I'd come home from winter ball and I'm going, Jess, there's this girl, her name's Ellen, and she's bullying me, and I don't want to do this anymore. But being analytical about her swing has made her the most prolific hitter in Sammamish High School softball history. This season alone, 523 batting average. And if you would ask her, she underperformed this season because she only had 9 home runs. Last year she had 11. Because she would come up to me and say, what am I doing wrong? I said, nothing, you hit the ball off the fence. Yeah. So we would talk about the little
Hold on,
things.
she's correcting. We didn't count the jamboree in the stats. Apparently she has 10 home runs.
She had them in the jamboree. But see, I even asked Coach, and she said, no, we're not going to count the jamboree. So for her season then, she does not have 26 home runs for her career. She has 27, counting the jamboree. 27 home runs. Good job, Ellen. Slugging a 1.215.
This season.
That's this season. That's enormous. Those are beyond major league numbers. You see that and you go, man, that's one of the best power hitters ever. 34 RBIs this season. Out of all of her at-bats, she only struck out 7 times. she probably could tell me each 7 and what happened and the pitches she saw. Probably 3 of them were not strikes. But yeah. Matt, be careful. But as a leader in the outfield, normally we would direct, say, hey, move so-and-so in, move so-and-so out. Let's shift over. We're going to pitch to the left side of the infield. Let's talk to the out. Never had to do it. You look up, and Ellen was moving them already. That comes with having played so much with us. Knowing what we're looking at, knowing how the game goes, knowing what Coach Allen's going to throw or Bella's going to pitch, seeing where Bella sets up, knowing the batters, she knows them all. Probably the biggest compliment that I heard, and I didn't tell you this, was that at districts, the Highline pitcher came up beside me, Sheridan, she was there, and she goes, I was told on the second 2 home runs not to pitch to her. And she goes, I just can't do that. And I said, did you learn anything? She goes, no matter where I throw it, she's gonna hit it out. That's all she does to me. So yeah, you crushed her. That was and she acknowledged that. But I've not met anybody that works as hard or is as eager or is as coachable as Ellen. And it changed from arguing with the coach to, let's talk about my swing. So I guess she just learned the communication skills as we got older. She matured into a passive-aggressive way to play. No, but you know what? It's that drive that's going to take you a long ways. And I've had several coaches over the years that we played against, players that have come back and watched that said, that's a D1 player if I've ever seen one. And so you've gotten that respect from not just us or your teammates, but from everybody that you stepped on the field with on the opposing teams, because they don't want to face you and they know what they're going to get. So we couldn't be more proud and happy that you spent these last 4 years with us. So we love you.
I got added bonus because she was on my volleyball team for a few years too. So I got all those questions. Why are we doing it like that? For volleyball team. No, it was super fun, super fun. Okay, our last senior, Sydney, come on up. Oh, and Ellen was first team outfield. We forgot to mention that. All right, Sid. So again, we've had a Ravenscraft child in our program for quite some time. So we've been lucky to have Sid for 4 years, and she's been a huge contributor to our team. As you know, she was our starting pitcher this year, really, really strong, and she was voted second team pitcher. There's a story behind that, but she was voted all-league MVP. Okay, so we can't vote for our own players, that's voted by the other coaches. So that was a really, really great thing. Sid, I've got some stats. So you batted .468. There was actually, it was the Cedar Park Christian coach, where a couple times, I think, you smoked one to the shortstop and she made an amazing play. But the coach turns around and comes to me later and he's like, that girl doesn't get out very much, does she? Just because you were able to hit so many different pitches, so many different places, and that was definitely something that was seen by other coaches. She also did not only pitch, she played shortstop for us. So she was multifaceted. She pitched 69 innings, 1,599 pitches that we recorded. That doesn't include, that's for the season, that doesn't include warm-ups and practices and all that. She also played 51 innings at shortstop, which is a very difficult, position. We know generally you have your best athletes playing at shortstop. So that was something that was very seamless. Whenever we wanted to make that transition from 2 to 22 or 22 to 2, we just moved it right back and forth and Sid went right to short, and it was really, really great. She had 4 double plays on the season, and part of that reason is because you're just super smart with your softball IQ. You played the game for such a long time, you know what you're doing, and you were really good at directing the field and helping to get those extra outs that we needed. I already said your batting average, right? I think I did, yeah. But as Sydney was also a captain this year, and so that comes with a lot of responsibility, and we had, as I said, 3 great captains in Keira and Tazi and Sid that really helped lead this team, and I don't know what else to say. We're just gonna miss you so much. We're gonna miss you so much, but we know you're not gonna go too far because there's a little Ravenscraft. But also, I think one thing that is such a great quality of a leader, and especially of an older sibling on the team, at the beginning of the season, when they would throw together, I'm like, oh dude, man, we gotta move them away from each other because all they're doing is, you know. And as time went on, they really, Ava and Sid always wanted to be each other's partners, but as time went on, there was a lot of really constructive criticism that I felt like it was constructive. And she just looked out for her little sister, and her little sister looked out for her. And it was so fun. We have so many siblings in our program, 5 sets of siblings in our program. And to have this set here that really worked well together was great. We needed you on the field, we needed you doing what you did, and you were such a huge contributor to our program and a huge contributor to our team and the success that we've had this year, so we are going to miss you. All right, and then I need to call up, wait, is there any varsity player that didn't get pictures? Everybody got the pictures? Oh, Silverbat. Silverbat, I'm sorry. Do we want to guess?
So,
oh, go ahead.
Back-to-back-to-back home runs is a very rarely matched feat in high school, college, not just softball, but on the baseball side too. So, Ellen, that was memorable and historic. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, you earned every single one of those. Those were beautiful home runs, and very, very rare. You're in very rare company.
All right, I need to bring up Sydney, Tazi, and Ellen, please. So several years ago, we started a tradition for those girls that have been varsity athletes for 4 years. And these girls, as freshmen, very clear that they were part of the varsity program from the very beginning. And so we have an extra special little gift that we'd like to give you for being 4-year varsity letterman with our program.
I'm gonna hit you up.
So, because these girls started out their career as totems, they're going to end their career as totems.
Speech.
Yeah. Do you guys want to sing? All right. So thank you so much for being part of our program for 4 straight years. You guys have earned it. I hope you wear your totems proudly. All right. Okay. And now we want to invite the captains to come forward. And the captains have an award presentation as well.
year we do our candy superlatives. This kind of represents like every single girl on the varsity team and swing players. So we all picked out a candy that we think of you.
Aww. So I'm going first, and for mine, I have Sydney. I got her 100 grand. She's had 4 amazing years on varsity, and she's worth more than 100 grand to all of us. My next person is Bella. I got Bella Skittles for her bright and bubbly personality that she brings to this team. Next, I have Akhsar. She actually already guessed hers. I got her Snickers. Perfect. She never fails to make a Snicker. So good thing she's funny because it works out. Next, I have Ellen. I got Ellen a baby Ruth because she's our baby Ruth. Then I have Katelyn. And for Katelyn, I got her blow pops because she really blowed us away with her hitting the set. Last but not least, I have Laila. I got her Starburst because she really bursts about there and like a star on the ground.
Okay, so my candy from the people that I picked is currently in my car. So I'm just gonna have you stand up so we can recognize you. So the first one, I picked True Fruit Chocolates for Eliana, so if you want to stand up. Eliana is probably one of the most authentic people I've met in this program. She is pure joy and pure positive energy, so I just really got represented her. And then for Lily, I picked Haribo Gold Bears because she's our gold girl. She's always getting her job done at the first base. And then for Ellia, I picked Extra because she is, like Coach Jess said, she's always asking for extra reps and putting in extra effort. And then I picked Hershey's Hugs and Kisses for Kayla and Tali, if you want to stand up. Because they are the Hugs and Kisses. Super supportive girls, and they are always the people that have a smile on their faces to cheer you up. I'll get your candy to you later. Okay.
I have Mridula. And I got her Lifesavers because she got the Golden Glove and she's just been a saver this whole year. Okay, for Tazi, I got Good of Plenty because she's a good player and she's plenty of fun this season. And then I also have Annie, and I got Annie Sweet Tart Ropes because she's such a sweetheart and everybody loves her. Okay, I also had Alyssa, and I got her Twix. I was gonna get her the left Twix, but I couldn't find them. And so I got her Twix because she's left-handed, and because everybody loves Twix and everybody loves Alyssa.
I got Keira, and I actually was with Keira yesterday. I told her to pick out her favorite candy and I would make something of it. So she chose Sour Patch. And on the top it says sour then sweet. And I think at first when you meet Keira she can be a little scary. Especially with her outside voice, but then inside she's really sweet and she's just such a kind and caring person. And last but not least, I also got Ava. Not God, I chose her. And then she also was with us yesterday and I told her to pick out her favorite. And she chose fruit snacks. And she chose her best, or like the one she wanted, the best one. And this just shows that like she's been like the best sister to play with. Younger sister. And I'm so happy I got to play with her, so I saved the best for last. Okay, and then we also. Okay, and then your gift's week coming later, but
Oh my god, you have to put this up to the mic. Oh my
so we got Jordan a card that says woohoo because he completed his first ever year of coaching. And this is what the inside sounds like. It's been an honor having you as a coach this year and sad to leave you as the seniors, but I know the varsity team and the JV team is very grateful to have you as a coach and hopefully you come back next year.
Next, we have Coach Jess. This year, with me being injured, Coach Jess has really been my rock. She kept my spirits up, and she's really, she always had the nice thing to say to me, even when I was feeling down, and I just, pick me right back up again. And that's just the type of person she is. She's always there to pick anyone back up, especially the players. She loves us all dearly and would do anything just to get a smile and happy. So, thank you.
And for those of you who don't know, Keira doesn't have an outside voice. We call it her murder voice because that's what it sounds like. It's awesome.
Do it. So our last coach card we gave to Coach Allen, and it's the Achievement Unlocked Best Coach. It says, badassness unmatched. Congratulations on reaching a whole new level of amazing.
On the behalf of the JV team, we want to give a little thank you to Coach Jordan. Coach Jordan, you were so amazing this season, and I can speak for the rest of the JV team that we all love you, and you are such an amazing coach, and we hope you come back next year.
She might tag you. You better.
Coach Jordan, you're so fun and you make practice so fun. I know you've made this season and just softball in general so fun for everyone in this team, especially me.
I also just want to say he struggled through like even touring the muscle and was on crutches. So that's how committed he is.
Okay, we are almost done. I know it's been a long night, and we'll get to the prizes. Steve will announce those. Jill. No, but on behalf of the Booster Club, I just want to tell you, first of all, how much I appreciate all of the parents that stepped up this year. As some of you know, I took a job that took me away from this team, and it literally broke my heart. I was watching Game Changer as I'm on meetings, like, telling them the scores and everything, but I can't even tell you how much you parents have done. I mean, I hope you players know how much your parents do for you. They love watching you play. It's just, I just love our parents. But the players, you guys are amazing. Like, I can't even look some of you in the eye because I will start to cry. I just love you guys, and I hope you know that. I even told Shane, I'm like, what if the girls don't know how much I love them this year because I'm not there at every game? So thank you to everybody, thank you. But most of all, we want to appreciate the coaches. I mean, Alan and Jess, look what you've done. Like, look what you've done. I mean, they are the best coaches in the league. They built a family. Like, I can't believe how much these girls care about each other, and more importantly, how much these coaches care about you girls. We text all the time about you guys. All the time. Just and Alan, eat, breathe, and sleep, you guys. I hope you know how much they care about you because it's unbelievable. I don't know of any other program like this program. So thank you to both of you. And we have just little gifts for you, but mostly we just want to say how much we appreciate you. I know how much these girls love you. I know how much these parents appreciate you, and I hope you can feel the love, because we love you.
Normally when somebody says, if you look and see what you've done, never been good.
And then we also have gifts for Coach Cass and Coach Jordan. Thank you so much. And hopefully we get to know you more. And hopefully I won't have this same horrible work hours so we can come to all of your games. But thank you. Okay, so I wish I could give you all Diamond Club tickets. But Steve has the final counts and the final winners. So I will hand it over to you and then we can be out of here.
Thank you. First of all, I gotta say, Alan wins the Jack Award. How cool is this, coach? And the easiest job for all the volunteers is running the silent auction because I get to take the credit, but there's two people that did all the work. It wasn't me. So, I want to give a shout out first of all to Megan. Thank you so much. And she did all the background work on the forms. I'll have to step up and do better next year. And then also the MVP of the auction really is Ann Hill.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She collected like 50 items for the auction, so. No, actually 8. So they're probably maybe like 15 or 20 or 15 or something. She had 8 of them, so thank you so much. That really helped. There are 2 big winners. Reiner, you got 4.
Yeah.
Kirkpatrick's, you got 4. But I have a question. Do you know what we budgeted to raise for the auction this year, or do you know what we raised last year? You have any idea?
Talk to the money guy right
No.
here.
Under the bus. I don't.
Was it like 1,200, 1,500 or something?
I might be able to
Eight
find out.
something.
Let me just tell you.
That's why I just sit here because I screwed.
He had one job. Well, we ran $715 in cards, but I'm sure we didn't order them. Becky says 8.
Okay, so 8, 7, 15 in cards, 875. 2770. But I'm wondering. So we have this great sheet that Ann put together for those little bags there, and there's 7 spots unfilled. So here's the deal. I'll take one of them for Megan as the announcer for all the worksheets. Okay? Can we get 6 more? So we can do that, and then I will take the rest of the $55 and we'll hit 3,000.
Oh my God.
1. Who played first base?
Let's do it again.
I'll take another one.
2, 3, 4, 5. One more.
I got the last one.
6. Jill, thank you. All right. So we officially raised $3,000. Thank you all. And the Diamond Club tickets went to Olsen's.
What?
And Ravens Crafts. So I have your email address. I'll need to get yours. I'll send them via email. I have some of the gift certificates, so if you think you may have won, please come see me. I'm not going to take your time to announce everybody. And then I think one of them we're still waiting for, but we'll be sure to get it to you.
You can announce. Just say credit
Sure?
tickets,
Yeah.
whoever. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
We'll go fast.
Because we need to know
This
who
is
we
the
need
world
to
of transparency. Jill needs to know.
I got them in order. Okay, so here we go.
All right.
Ryder, you won the Mercury's gift basket. Donated by the Hills. You also won the Trader Joe's snack pack. You won the Safeway gift card. And you won the Pagliacci and Turbella gift card. Kirkpatrick's. You won the lottery ticket bouquet. Donated by the Thornsberries. You won the trio of wines. Donated by yours truly. By the way, I drink all of those wines, so they're good. You won the QFC gift card for $50. That was donated by you, right, Ann? Yeah, donated by the Hills. You also won the Wild Waves tickets donated by the Hills. There you go. You got it. Jackson, you won the Kraken ticket. And I won a Home Depot basket. There's lots of cool stuff in there. Dad stuff in there. More grill stuff is what I need. Hanson's, you won the Gardner basket. And you also won, donated by the Thornsberries, thank you. And you also won the Top Golf package, donated by the Hills. The Cabalists won the John Howie Restaurant Challenge. That's it.
Before everybody goes, we have two things. First of all, if you won something, please come on up and see either Megan or myself, and we can take care of your stuff. And girls, before you go, we got to do one last cheer. I'm sorry, we just got to do it. Seniors, do you want them to say Spanish or you want to say totems? Seniors, do you guys decide? Spanish or totems? Hey, let's get the seniors up here. You guys are going to count it down. We're going to do one last cheer together as a team. And parents, you can join in too. Okay, ready?
Yes, okay, ready guys? Are you gonna know or what?
Count 3, 1, 2, 3.